Hello, all my merrymakers. I am Becca, and welcome to All the Things Thursday. To all my oldies and goodies who keep on coming back and checking out this particular segment, thank you so much. To anybody new here, welcome. All the Things Thursday is my weekly video where I talk about all the things that I've been working on. And sometimes there's a lot. I'm going to start off with I am very tired. For anybody new here, I record these on Wednesday night. It is currently 8 p.m. and I've had a little bit of a day and would like to go to sleep. So if I seem a little less energetic than normal, because I am. But we will make it through. We always do. All right, let's start with the blanket that I've been doing for my mom. Now, I actually had to frog this. Not the whole way, obviously, just the section that I've been doing. And I was up to like 5.5 inches of width here, and I think maybe I'm at 3 now. So basically, my husband looked at it and said, "Hey, it seems to be coming in a bit on the sides." And I looked at it, sure enough, I was trapezoiding. If you've never made a longer piece that's supposed to be rectangular, sometimes what can happen, especially if you don't put stitch markers on your end, is it starts to come in a bit because you don't remember where your last stitch is. And it makes a trapezoid. I know this, and yet I still did not use stitch markers. But that wasn't my problem. My problem was I wasn't putting quite enough stitches at the end. So I changed the way I was doing the stitch, and now it is no longer trapezoiding. You can tell by just looking at the edge, it's straight instead of starting to go. So that was fun. I have a hopefully not to be tangled mess, but a mess of yarn over here to the side that's attached to that. But has that been all that I've been working on? Of course not. You know better than that. I don't just work on one project. Silly you. I did not go to Smartsville basket sale because I'm trying to be better about not adding to my stash. However, my friend went Tuesday and brought home 3 skeins of Forbidden Fiber Arts on the DK Pride base. Now, if you know anything about me, is Forbidden Fiber Arts Pride base in any way is my favorite because it's sparkly and it's the perfect amount of sparkly. I had to pause. For those of you who do not know, I have 2 children. They are special needs, which means, to me, that means, well, to put it in medical terms, they are both autistic and they both have ADHD. This means sometimes we have emotional upheaval over something that most people would not consider something to be upset about. That being said, that means sometimes I have to pause my video because my daughter is crying about not doing something that she wanted to do, even though she's never talked to me about it, such as go to laser tag, which we did several months ago because it was when my ankle was still broken, and how we haven't gone back since. So, all right, I believe I was talking about Forbidden Fiber Arts DK. I was very keen to get these caked up. I only have the tag for one. So one of these is called Cheers, as in cheers, clink. But here's how they look all caked up. And you can almost see the sparkle on the solid, but they're both sparkly. They're both sparkly. And this is what I've decided to do with this yarn, because I just felt my phone buzz. Alright, thankfully nothing important. I decided to make the Sophie scarf, which is something I've always wanted to do. And I decided to make it with a little bit of a difference. So, here's my Sophie scarf that I've started. I haven't gotten very far. And you can see I'm basically kind of sort of alternating between these two. So what I have on my phone is something that mimics the roll of a dice. And so if it's 1 through 3, I multiply that number by 4. And if it's 4 through 6, I multiply that number by 2. And that tells me how many of that color I'm going to do. So, and the effect I'm getting so far is what looks like a self-striping yarn, which is kind of interesting to me. But once I'm done, it's going to be a nice purple Sophie scarf. Now, there is 250 yards in each one of these skeins. So I'm thinking I'm not going to make a Sophie scarf where it goes bigger and then shrinks back down. I think I'm just going to keep on making it bigger and bigger until it's actually more like a shawl. Which means when I get to bind off, if you don't know anything about the Sophie scarf, is each side has an I-cord on it. So to make it look complete, I'm going to have to use an I-cord bind off, which I haven't done in a really long time. So I'm hoping once we get to that point, I have a book that I can look at, and hopefully I can get that, and it will be fine. I know that basically it's the same but different as knitting it on the edge. If I can't find it in my book, I know there are tutorials out there, so I'm not too worried about it. So there's that. I've also worked on tonight, actually, the baby heirloom blanket / lapgan. I feel like we're basically at the point where I need to start decreasing. I'm right in the middle of the garter section, or towards the end of it. So once I get to the end of the garter section, I'm going to start decreasing on the next eyelet section. So, and you know how it is. Once you start decreasing, it's almost like you're going downhill. It's a little easier. Don't go anywhere. I've got a couple more things to show you. I feel like I've worked on this since the last time we talked. So this is a mock-up that I started of the blanket that I'm making from my mother. Sort of based on the pattern called Field and Fern. For this one, I started to add the cloud. And for the other one, instead of using this like almost moss stitch, it's not a moss stitch, it's called something else. I found a different stitch for the solid color called Bean Stitch. So I'm not even sure it's the same pattern anymore, to be honest. It's more like a Afghan sampler. And then last but not least, I think I may have showed you this. But I'm showing it to you again because haha, it's my YouTube channel and I can do what I want. I did have to take it out a little bit, but I feel like I've also gotten a little bit further. This is, of course, Rainbow Sparkle yarn, which I got off of Ice Yarns. And the pattern that I'm doing is Oolong Tea Shawl by Red Teapot Atelier. I'm either on the 9th row or the 10th row. So yeah. Alright. Whew. That's a lot. So just as a reminder, I am going out of town this weekend, so there will be no Start Stitching Saturday. I am doing this yarn tour with a couple of my friends out in Chattanooga. I'm hoping to get some good video that I can help, or just pictures to help share with y'all. And then I will see you again Monday for Bookmark Monday. So that is it for this video. I hope you give it a like if you liked it, and feel free to comment down below. It helps my analytics. Plus, I genuinely like hearing from you guys. If you're not a subscriber yet, I have a lot of yarny content, and if that's your jibe, make sure to hit subscribe. Plus, you would do well to hit that notification bell. If you really like my channel and would like to help it grow, share this video with everyone you know. In the meantime, make what makes you merry. Ciao!